ready, cause here we go. Straight out of Phoenix, this is Backpack Radio. Backpack Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Backpack Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is Backpack Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Backpack Radio.
All right, what is up, y'all? How y'all doing? Very, very excited to be up in here today. All right, it is Vocab Malone, your boy, coming at you. Let me fix my volume. I had a little flip up there real quick in the beginning, but we're taking care of it. What is going on today, party people? I know it's late for some of y'all, but for some of y'all, it's not so late. Today is August 2nd, 11:30 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. This will be part 2 of where I explain the music parody video Party in the UPK. This will probably be the last one I do of these, unless there's a real demand for me to do a third one. But I think we can get through everything we need to get through today. At least that's my thought, my plan. So, with that, what's up, Kevin Raby watching in Canada? How you doing? With that, we're going to get started here in just a second. I see we got a lot of people coming in. I'm very glad to hear that. I've officially titled today's Backpack Radio Live as Party in the UPK Easter Eggs. That's the official title there. Now, before we get started, I'm actually going to play a video. And in the video, I'm going to make a real quick announcement. And the announcement involves you guys. Check this out. I've got a number of you who support through Patreon, which I appreciate. And I've never done anything like what I'm about to do before, which is ask for funding for a special project. Specifically, we are trying to get $350. That's how much, $350. And the reason is, I will actually tell you right now. Before I explain the video, here's what's exciting. Here's what's exciting about it. The video I did, Party in the UPK, is not going to be the only video using music to discuss and explain Hebrew Israelism. Because my man K-Dub raps on a song produced by Brother Jay, who sang Party in the UPK. And guess what? They're shooting a video for it this summer, and they want me to fly out from Phoenix to Texas to be a part of it. So here's K-Dub's request.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? My man Vocab needs your help. We got a good video coming out. We just got a crazy song we just dropped, or
it is dope.
We're going to drop. And we're going to need your help to get our man Vocab to come in town. We're going to drop the video. We're going to shoot it in Austin coming up here in the end of August. And I live in Dallas, and I'm going to drive down there. And it's going to be good to finally meet some good brothers, man, and chop it up. But we need our brother Vocab to make it. So if y'all can help donate, man, that would be good. It's for a good cause. And if you support Vocab, if you support Apologetic Ministry, go ahead and help our brother out. Peace, man. Thank y'all.
So that's what's up, y'all. That's K-Dub. And he actually moderated a debate tonight. I don't know if you guys saw that. But with that debate, it was pretty dope, him and Brother Jay. So Brother Jay produced this track. He sings on this track. And what's this track about? It's about watching out for Hebrew Israelism. It's basically a way to warn people kind of about Hebrew Israelism, the One West variety, through song. And so I've heard it. It sounds super, super dope. So we need like $350. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do it just through PayPal. If it doesn't work through PayPal, then I'll set up a GoFundMe. But I'm trying to do it just through PayPal. My PayPal address to do it, and you can specify what it's for, is vocabmalone@gmail.com. Michelle Marie says, can you come to Texas too? I don't know what you mean. I mean, you can come to Texas if you. You're saying what? You want to like Michelle? I'm trying to figure out your question. Are you saying you'd like to come and like check out the behind the scenes or something like that? If that's what you're interested in, we could probably set that up if you'd like to. I'll give you the information. You're going to have to contact me, though. Use that same email address as for PayPal, vocabmalone@gmail.com. That's the way. We need 350. And we're going to go out there, and I'm going to be part of the video shoot. And, man, this song sounds dope. So it's a song. I'd be involved with the song with the video shoot of it. So that's in essence what's going on. I'll announce it a little bit more. While I'm doing these announcements, guys, grab the link and share it because the show's about to get started as far as me analyzing the video Party in the UPK, which is a parody song of One West, the Hebrew Israelites, and I think it turned out really well. And it was done in a cartoon format. As I mentioned earlier, Brother Jay sang it. I wrote it, and then another guy named Jonathan, who's also in Texas, he's the one who animated it. And so it turned out just really well. It's got quite a few views in a short amount of time. And what I've been doing is explaining everything here. Thank you, Tippy Bear. I see you there. What I've been doing is explaining the Easter eggs, the theological content of the song, because it's not just for laughs. It's supposed to be a teaching tool, right? And so with that teaching tool, we want to explain what's going on in this video. But while I'm doing all that, if you guys could grab the link, please share the link to this show. Make sure you hit thumbs up because we clearly got some people who do not like the song or do not like me watching because they're already doing thumbs down or whatever. And so that's what it is. But there's one thing I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you about the other shows I got coming up. Okay, let me tell you. So tonight's Thursday. So next Tuesday, Backpack Radio Edition live is going to be 4 o'clock East Coast, and the topic's going to be how to teach apologetics. Me and Eddie Dalcour, who some of you have seen, because him and I did that KJV video together recently, I dropped on my channel. He's going to come on, and he's going to help, because he teaches apologetics all the time, give everybody some information, some tips on how to teach apologetics. Thank you, Benjamin West. I see you. Benjamin West is the first person hooking it up in the PayPal, so we're closer to the goal already. Who knows, we might get it before the end of the show, which would be awesome because I got to book a flight, and I looked in the plane tickets I looked at are around $300, but when you add up all the extra charges and stuff, it's about $350. So really, I'm not even covering the rest of my expenses. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking you guys for help with a flight, and let the Lord provide for the rest. So $350 is the amount to get me out to East Texas so we can do this video, which I'm very excited about. We're gonna cover social media with stuff that speaks to people who might be affected with Israelism, to kind of warn them in an artistic way. It's a different type of apologetics, but it's what's required. Now, so that's Tuesday, back to Backpack Radio Live is going to broadcast 4 o'clock, how to teach apologetics. So if you're interested in teaching apologetics, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to do it. We're going to give you some insight, some advice, and some things not to do if you're teaching apologetics. Say you're leading a Bible study. Say you're doing something in your church. Say you want to get into it. Say you're thinking about it. Whatever. We're going to try to help you guys learn how to do teaching apologetics. So that's Tuesday's show. And then next Thursday's show is going to be moved to Friday to accommodate the guest schedule. So next Thursday, it won't be live. It's going to be Friday night instead. We're going to try to keep the same time, maybe go a little earlier. I'm going to have Anthony Rogers on. And guess what we're going to do? I'm excited. Listen to this. There are Muslims now starting to really interact and criticize, Islamicize me. And we've got some imams and sheikhs all the way down in South Africa who are making videos against Islamicize me. So what are Anthony Rogers and I going to do? We're going to interact with these videos from South Africa on Islamicize me next Friday night. I'm very excited about that. Very excited. I see you, Alex James. Just do PayPal. That's the way to do it. Tippy Bear dropped the link, and I see Warrior Woman saying that as well. Just do it at PayPal. The goal is $350. We just got $25, so we're at $325. All right, so with that, I'm very excited about it, and I'm excited to meet K-Dub and Brother Jay. We're going to do some dope stuff with this video because the song sounds nice. All right, now with that being said, let's start playing Party in the UPK. Are you guys ready for that? We're going to play Party in the UPK. The Rock Raw, Why You Blocked Me. Hold on, let me interact with a comment here. Darak Ra, I'm a little confused. if you're blocked, then why are you commenting? How are you able to comment it? So here's what could have happened to Rock Raw. Here's what could have happened. You listening? It's this. I blocked all the haters on my channel over the past year, but I made an announcement that I was gonna let everybody out of jail, right? And so I just told everyone, hey, just be good, be cool, and you won't get blocked again. You know what I'm saying? So my guess is in the past you probably left some haterish stuff, because it takes a lot for me to block folks, but that's my guess. But you're not blocked now. Okay, Michelle Marie, I see you in the super chat. That's another way to do it, is through the super chat. For this project, PayPal's a little bit better, but that does help. Hey, Jacob, don't worry. You know what? Just keep it in prayer. I see your comment. Don't worry about it, bro. Just keep us in prayer. We need that kind of support too. But thank you, Michelle. I'll give you the details and information when you hit me up, and we can see about how to work out those details. So that's pretty exciting. All right, I'm excited. We need to get this started though, because I could just interact with you guys all day up on here, and I love talking to you guys. But we need. Oh, my bad, Jacob. I misunderstood your comment. Well, that's awesome, Jacob, what you're doing. My bad. So that's just dope. That's all I'll say to that. That's fantastic. But, all right. So let's play this song, and I'm going to stop it every now and then, and we're going to comment on it. You guys ready? All right. Come on, let's just start right here in the beginning. I'm going to break down every little thing I can in here, all right? First of all, notice the guitar. You see the guitar here? It's got the Star of David and ISUPK, because you know guitarists, they trick out their guitars that way, so we thought that was a funny gag to do that. Now, notice also to see the gloves, everybody. I don't have a tool that is able to point, unfortunately, at least not that I can see. I haven't figured out yet. But do you guys see that those gloves? That's because they rock fingerless gloves commonly, and then what they do is they oh, I can put in a symbol. I wonder if I can move the symbol around. Sorry, I'm gonna see real quick if there is a way for me to point this stuff, and if I'm able to move it around, because that'd be helpful if I could do that. Let me see here. Let's try this arrow thing here. All right, let's see if it lets me do it. No, it's not really letting me do it. So I don't see where. Okay. All right, but see the gloves there, and they've also got the spikes, the studs on them. That's because ISUPK specifically embraces the spikes and the studs look. In fact, it's a common thing when you're creating your outfits in ISUPK to refer to the process as getting studded up. Some of the guys use that terminology. That was more in effect in the 90s and the early 2000s, or more so in the early 2000s, I'm sorry. But to my knowledge, it's still some of the information that these guys use. All right. Now, originally, let me explain one other thing. See this guitar shape? We originally had a gag where it looked like an axe. Can you guys see me enough? Because I'm on the screen, but I'm also, here, let me make myself a little bit bigger temporarily. We originally had that guitar look like an axe, and the gag was going to be he's playing it, but then he flips it around and has an axe. Why? Because ISUPK, when they do their holy feast days, as they call them, they come to the show with axes and swords, ISUPK specifically. But we didn't end up, that gag didn't work, so we just kept it with the normal guitar. All right, now let's keep on going here. Now this guy, who is he? He's the first guy. That's Kataza. Kataza is lighter than me. Yes, he's lighter than me. Kataza is Tazariak's right-hand man. He's like a rapper guy. He raps, he does rap, so I don't think he plays guitar, but that's why I put him as a guitarist, because, he's supposed to be the musician of ISUPK. Kataza's Puerto Rican. There's nothing wrong with being lighter than me. I'm part Sicilian. That's fine if you're lighter than me as a Puerto Rican. That's all right. But it's just funny when they talk about my light skin burning in the sun and all that, which is not even really true. It's rare for me to burn. I bet Kataza needs more. I don't even put on sunscreen. I live in Phoenix. I bet Kataza has to put on sunscreen if he goes to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, here we go. I like his hat, too. This outfit he's wearing is a real outfit. So all the outfits of these ISUPK members are actual real outfits.
Come on, everybody!
So he's always hyping up Tazariak, this person in real life, Kataza. And so that's why we make him like he's jumping up. You know, he's like the little guy who's like got a lot of enthusiasm for the cause. So that's why he's like, come on, everybody. Because that's kind of his character in real life.
It's a party today.
Now, who's that? That's General Johanna. If you watch a ISUPK video, they'll say that they do everything under the authority of commanding General Johanna. Matter of fact, let me show you guys exactly what I mean. Okay, let me see here. Watch this. I know you're getting a little confused by everything. Watch the beginning of this video, everybody, okay? See this? See ISUPK there? That's one of their videos. Home of the Truth. They actually believe they're the only Hebrew Israelite group that has the truth. They say only the Most High is only dealing with ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Home of the Truth. That's one of their logos. Another one of their logos is now look at this. Look at this. The men in this video are trained professionals authorized by the UPK. Please do not try this at home. First of all, who would try yelling at people by themselves at home? Right? Now, I know what they mean. They mean don't go out and do this yourself without the UPK's authorization. But it's kind of a mixed metaphor. Who's going to try yelling at people all dressed in leather at home, right? Nonetheless, trained professionals? Professionals? It's just so ludicrous. The megalomaniac that is running loose in UPK and also specifically Hebrew Israelism. The ISUPK is not affiliated with any Hebrew Israelite group. Now look, here's the key. If it is not of the ISUPK under commanding General Johanna, it is not of the Lord. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that being part of a group's mission statement and they're actually for real? Yeah, they're serious. Those folks are serious. Now that's the person I showed you there, right? He was General Johanna.
Come on, everybody!
So General Johanna appears right there because he's the one who everything has to be done under his commanding authority. And also, the way he's dressed is a real outfit. You can find this outfit from General Johanna online. And if you're wondering where these guys get their names from, Johanna is kind of a Hebrew way to say John. Well, Johanna is the Lashawan Kodash way to say John. So guess what General Johanna's real name simply is? John. General John. Doesn't have the same oomph to it, does it, as Johanna, I guess. So, pan down, off the block on 125th. Remember, the original address for the main school's address in Harlem was 1 West 125th Street. So that's the reference there. Which there's a law office now in that suite and an Applebee's that's for sale. That's why we have that. So that's really the bring to Harlem. He has a Bible in his hand, and that's why we dislike Hebrew Israelism so strongly, because they hold a Bible in their hand and then say, the message that I'm preaching comes out of this book, and then proceed to spit bigotry and vile rhetoric towards women and people of different nationalities towards them. That's one reason we have a problem with them, because they claim it comes from this book. But look at the book he's holding. His own special translation, the Hebrew Israelite version, which I don't know how this happened. It was all an accident. It just happens to be the acronym of HIV. I'm not saying Hebrew Israelism was like a virus or anything, or am I? Now this also is an outfit that Tazariak, who's the lead singer here, really wore. Now let me explain this. He says, welcome to New Babylon, or is it Egyptian? Why do we say that here? And notice the scripture verses pop up for each one. Here's why. They turn to Revelation and say that America is Babylon, New Babylon, right? But then, when they look at Deuteronomy 28:68, they'll refer to America as a metaphorical Egypt because slavery occurred there. Do you guys see that? That's the problem. I've been missing some of the super chat. So, Lily R., I see you right now, and I give you props. Thank you, Lily R., on the super chat. Much love to you. Did I miss anybody else, guys? I got you, Michelle. I want to make sure I don't miss anyone else. It's good to see you again. It's been a while, Renee. How you doing? Okay, I don't think I missed anybody else. How you doing, Alexa? How you doing, Carmel Crunk? We got some great people up in here. I know we got what's up, Rocks B-side. Yo, Caro. Faithful to God, my man. Hey, Faithful, it's great to see you, man. Faithful to God. Check out his channel, everybody. Faithful, you can go ahead, man, and drop your, and also, Michelle, thank you in the super chat. Drop your link in there, man, if you can. Everybody. Oh, Kent, thank you for sending something on PayPal as well. Man, I did miss a couple of you guys. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna get this goal. I have confidence of it. We're gonna make this happen. But Faithful to God does a lot of apologetic issues with the Hebrew Israelites as well, and I want to give him a shout out. Subscribe to his channel if you are interested in this sort of thing. He covers other stuff as well, but that's the main thing. So anyways, back to this video. What we're saying is, hey, Hebrew Israelites, is America Babylon or is it Egypt? Which one? And we dropped their own scripture references that they use in there. And the reason for that, again, is to teach you. You know what I'm saying? We want you guys to be able to learn about Hebrew Israelism through different means, and one of the means is through this type of stuff. All right, so here we go. Regenerate, I'm here for the third time. Regeneration actually means to be born again, to get a new heart, right? That's what regeneration really means biblically. And I can show you those passages. One day I'm going to have to do a teaching just on regeneration. Also, Lasagna, Roy, Benjamin West, and Carolyn. I see all of you guys as well in PayPal. Much love. We're going to get this goal before the show is over, actually, because we're already halfway there. This is awesome. Regeneration means to be born again. But Hebrew Israelites say regeneration, when you see it in the Bible, means reincarnation. And they think we're dumb because we don't believe in reincarnation. So if you look at the tombstones, I have some of the people that they hypothetically could be regenerated or reincarnated from. Because if you're reincarnated, you could be somebody today. And guess what? These guys teach that their leaders, they take it on faith, they say, are reincarnated from the Bible. Did you guys know that the reincarnation of John the Revelator, who wrote Revelation under the Holy Spirit, lives today through the person of Ariah? That's right. John the Revelator is Ariah, just reincarnated. I mean, regenerated. They really teach that. This man is in a school that's under investigation by the IRS and FBI for tax fraud, and yet somehow John the Revelator got stuck in the ICGJC. They teach that Tahar, who's over GMS, the most vile of all the camps that we just dealt with in Chicago, they teach that Tahar is the Apostle Paul regenerated. He's alive today. Did you guys know that? But I don't know how that would work, because Tahar is supposed to be a Levite, from my understanding, meaning Haitian according to their 12 tribes chart, yet Apostle Paul was a Benjamite. Help me out if I'm missing something. If I got any one Westers in the comment, maybe you can help explain it to me. Maybe Faithful can explain it to me. I don't understand. There's a discrepancy there. Do you guys believe you can tribe jump? Because I've heard you say before you can't ethnically jump, meaning if you're an Englishman of white European stock, so-called Edomite, you can't leave and go to a different ethnicity. You can't be Puerto Rican and become Ephraim. But can you tribe jump according to your logic? Because apparently if Tahar's teaching is true, then you can. Now, King David already died, and there's some other guys. I'm not going to mention it, but look at these names. Father Abraham, because someone could be reincarnated from Abraham. And then I've got Lincoln. Why Lincoln? Because in a BBC documentary with Louis Theroux, one of the old original One West heads named Shaw, said that Abraham Lincoln may have been an Israelite. In fact, he may have been even dark or black. Sammy Davis Jr., why? Because he was black and he was a Jew, so it's kind of a funny joke because he's actually what they think they are in a way, and so you could be reincarnated from him. I mean, they certainly do like to tap dance around questions, don't they? Caleb the Kenizzite. Oh, he's not actually a Kenizzite because that would make him a non-Israelite, so he's actually of Judah, even though it's clear from the text that his father was a Kenizzite, which is non-Israelite people. He was engrafted into Israel, then considered part of the tribe of Judah. It's obvious that's what happened with Caleb. So we had to cross out Kenizzite on the tombstone since they think he was part of the Commonwealth of Israel by natural extraction, although that's not the case. Then we've got Sir Lancelot way in the back by Tazariak's left arm there. Why Sir Lancelot? Because Nate teaches that the people from the story in Camelot were real, and he teaches, Nathaniel is the leader of IUIC, I'm sorry if I went too fast on that, and he teaches that the reason they were called knights is because they were black. You think I'm kidding? IUIC, Nathaniel, teaches that. They're called knights because they were black. In fact, that's why they teach it's called the Dark Ages, because a black aristocratic class ruled Europe during that time, and I'll get more into that later.
Look at your white wife, Negro, you're out of line.
So here's someone who they would consider an Israelite who's a white wife, and according to ISUPK, that's intermarriage, and so that's wrong. So that's what he's telling them there. Notice he's holding the red apocrypha because that's what they use. They use a specific red apocrypha. You know what? Let me go grab the red Apocrypha specifically. I'll show you guys the one they use, okay? Hold on, come back.
Come on, everybody!
It's a party today in the UPK.
Up on the block on 125th with the Bible in my hand. Welcome to New Babylon. Or is it Egyptian? Regenerate, I'm here for the third time. Look at your white wife, Negro, you're out of line. Theology is so crazy. Look.
Okay. This is what they use specifically. Now, sometimes they'll use a different Apocrypha, but this is the standard one. It has really sharp corners. They like this red Apocrypha. That's why he has that. So notice there that Tazariak, representative of a UPK member, is watching YouTube, as evidenced by the screen that says YouTube, while his wife brings him money because they have a whole teaching based out of some misreading of some text in the Minor Prophets that they also use to justify their polygamy, that says the women will basically take care of the men so they can teach and study and go out on the street and yell at people as strange professionals, whatever. Of course, he's got to eat clean, so he's eating kosher chips there. Notice that.
I've been so lazy. King James, not a Scot, and the internet.
King James, not a Scot, and the internet proves it. You know what? That reminds me of a book. But if we are going to talk about a book here on Backpack Radio, there's a certain way we've got to do it, isn't there? So, just a minute. Backpack! Are there any books by Hebrew Israelites which have the teaching that King James was actually part of an Israelite black aristocracy that ruled Europe during the so-called Dark Ages? Could you help us out, Backpack?
Backpack, magic backpack. I'm the make the Mac attack backpack. With this sack reacts, I'm like a maniac. I got stacks of facts to keep you all on track.
Wow, looky here. Here's a book called The Negro Question Part 4, The Missing Link. This guy's a historian, writer, teacher, and he played pro basketball in Venezuela and Australia. He wrote the Negro Questions Parts 1, 2, and 3, as well as this one. Let's see what he has to say. Wow. It's amazing. This book contains images of the black Scottish kings. King James, Charles I, Charles II. This book provides indisputable proof that the black Irish, Scots, Welsh, French, and Italians are walking in the ghettos of America. And look, here's King James, the King of Scots, right on the front. Clearly, he looks like Mayor Dinkins. Well, a lot of you don't know who that is. So, clearly, he looks like Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian. This image doesn't look compressed at all to me. It doesn't look like it was taken off the internet and poorly compressed, and power suggestion makes you think that this is actually a picture of a black person, even though he was Scottish, and we have his whole family tree because he was a king. Ignore all that. We've got page 8 of this book. Let's see what it says. I know that this image of a black King James can be a little confusing. Yeah. Because of your Western education. Oh, that's the problem. But this is the truth that is known by the rich and the elite in the world. Did you know the rich and the elite, according to this book, know King James was black? They've been hiding it from you. This. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep in character here. Yo, dude, why? Okay. That was the reason I paraded all of the English historians and professors before I got into the bowels of this book. Page 8 is in the bowels of this book. By the way, what do you get when you have bowels? What's it produce? And how's a book on page 8 considered the bowels? Oh, man. I had to get your mind ready to receive the truth. King James came from a long line of black Scottish Stuart kings. 343 years of rulership in Scotland. Now, here's what's so funny. One time a dude was debating me, and he was a Hebrew Israelite. And he's like, yo, Stuart actually means black in some other language. So that's further proof by the etymology of his name that King James is black. And I sit there and I looked at this guy's profile, and I was like, this dude's last name was White. I think his name was like Andre White or something. I was like, bro, by that logic, you're white. Your last name is White. He didn't even understand the irony of it. I thought it was the most amazing transaction ever. The Stuarts not only ruled in Scotland, they ruled France, Spain, Ireland, and England, Britain, Wales. King James was able to rule all these lands because all those people were Iberian, black descent. That's why he could rule them, because they were of the same nationality. Yeah, you couldn't rule someone if you're of a different nationality, now could you? They were the same people. By the way, that also means he was selling his people into slavery, because guess what? Under King James, Europe, including England, was involved in the transatlantic slave trade. Oops. If you look at the ball in his hands, see the ball in his hands? It represents world rulership, and there was only, it's the way it's worded is funny. There was only one other group of world leaders who used this type of symbolism, and they were the Byzantine Roman emperors. So only one group had ever used the ball in the hands representing the world before. Remember, they told the English that they were Roman citizens. This is the proof. There was another man who made the same boast, and if you have wisdom, you know who I'm talking about. He lost me on here. Listen to this. This is one of the signs of scholarship, when you are able to read the symbolism of images. By that logic, half those jokers with the Illuminati websites thinking LeBron James is part of some secret cabal are scholars. This is insane, and yet this is the stuff they put in their books. In my research, I found out that the ancient Scottish was a tribe from northeastern Ireland, which means the Scots are really Irish. So if I have seen an ancient Scot, I have seen an ancient Irishman. I guess you have. And if I have seen an ancient Irishman, then I have seen an ancient Briton. And the point he's making is saying they're all black then. As you can see from the Scottish list, King's list, King James I of England was a descendant of the black Scottish kings who claimed the thrones of France, Spain, Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland. In order to reinforce the testimony of Professor Boyd Dawkins, I have provided you with an image of other Stuart kings of Ireland. So the book is filled with these silly pictures. And, if you want to get this book, you can, because it'll actually, break down this stuff to you. He gets more into it and thinks he proves his point. But you know what? I gotta be honest, y'all. After I read this book, because I try to have an open mind, so I got into this book, you know what I mean? I looked into it, right? And I'm gonna show you guys something. I feel like I need to share this with my listeners, okay? I do. Let me show you something, guys, real quick, because I'm open-minded, and so after I read this whole book, I gotta be honest, man, it kind of threw me for a loop, you know what I mean? And when I say threw me for a loop, what I mean is, I walked away realizing the truth. You know what the truth is? I gotta admit it. The truth is that King James really is black. The information is right here. Only a fool would not recognize it. Only a fool would not be able to see the obvious truth. The King James is black. So, we just got to be honest, everybody. But the backpack actually has some other resources for us, so let's make sure we look into those. Wow, here's two more, but you know what? I'm going to save these for later on in the broadcast because I think they might come in handy later. Okay, by the way, let me look through the comments here again because I kind of got into this, and so I lost track here. According to one source, King James was Zimbabwean. Well, I can't read all these. I'm sorry. You gotta go to sleep, Carol? Oh, come on. Whatever. Okay. All right. I gotta keep this going here. I can't read all your comments, but You guys are good. Okay. Sorry, you guys got me addicted to reading your comments. You guys' comments are so good. I can't read them all, but I want to read them myself. I'm so sorry. You're trapping me in reading these comments. I can't stop. I'm reading your comments. I'm trying to stop. I can't stop. I can't stop. I'm reading all these comments. I really am, by the way. Yes, Paul is alive, by the way. He's Tahar. Okay. I'm going to stop. I'm getting carried away. Yes, they like the King James Bible, by the way. In case you're wondering. Which, if you guys know, I have a book called Barack Obama versus Black Hebrew Israelites. Because there's a scene in the movie about Obama when he's young. And in the movie, he's depicted as debating some Hebrew Israelites on the street. And they're reading from the KJV. So guess what young Obama's depicted as saying to them? He says, why that translation of the Bible? And the guy says, what? The Hebrew Israelite character. Obama says, wasn't King James a white devil? So he's trying to point out an inconsistency. And guess what? The guy says, King James is a black man. Points to a picture of him, just like the one I showed you. And then says, look like Billy D. Williams to me. And then the Obama character says, if you say so, brother. That's where the title of my book is from, by the way. So, let's continue on here. Jessica, why are you leaving? Jessica? Why you gotta leave? Why you gotta say we're crazy? Why are you leaving for? Alright. So, we need to continue on with this video, everybody. Okay, so, and there it is. And where were we in? King James, not a Scot, and the internet proves it. I love that picture of King James. Matthew, oh, I gotta show you that. You see Matthew 15:26? Let me read Matthew 15:26 real quick. And this is interesting because in that Obama movie, this also comes up. There's a white lady standing there listening to the Hebrew Israelite character, and he calls her the B word, right? And she's like, and then he says, well, didn't Jesus Christ in the Bible call someone who was of another nation a dog? And since she was a female, what do you call a female dog? And the answer is a B word. So let me read where they got this from. Jesus went away from there and withdrew to the district of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a Canaanite woman from that region came out and was crying, have mercy on me, O Lord, son of David. My daughter is severely oppressed by a demon. But he did not answer her a word. And his disciples came in and begged him, saying, send her away, for she is crying out after us. He answered, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But she came and knelt before him, saying, so what Jesus is saying, my mission at this time is to focus on Israel proper. Now we see at the end of this very book, it branches out universalistically because he says, go to all the nations. But at this time, while he's on the earth, Jesus' mission is Israel proper, and he mentions so. And Romans 1:16 confirms that because it speaks about the Gospels to the Jew first and then to the Greek or Gentile, right? That's all true. So they misused this though. But she came and knelt before him, saying, Lord, help me. And he answered, it is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs. So that's where they say, look, she's female, he called her a dog. Therefore, it's biblical to call white women a B word. Do you guys see that? Twisted logic, right? Now, what is Jesus really doing here? Jews frequently would insult Gentiles by calling them dogs, because in ancient Palestine, they were wild, homeless scavengers. So Jesus, though, uses this diminutive form that has more empathy, which is actually little dog. The Greek word there is kainarion. It's actually a more affectionate term that you'd use for domesticated pets. So he's not insulting the woman in the way you would think. He's taking some, the Jew would say at the time, that he's testing this woman's faith, though. And actually what it shows is how a lot of time the Gentiles had more faith than Israelites. And Jesus makes that same point in Luke chapter 4. Remember what happened? They tried to throw him off of a cliff. But notice, though, she still calls him son of David. So she knows something about this. Very, very interesting. So this shows that some of the truth of Israel's message had gone out to the other nations, and some of the other nations had some belief. So she pursues him, she presses him, and maybe she's even referring to the Abrahamic promise. Who knows? But it seems like she does know, because listen to this. She said, yes, Lord, yet even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Then Jesus answered her, O woman, great is your faith. Be it done for you as you desire. And her daughter was healed instantly. That is very beautiful. That is very beautiful. But that's why they call people the B word from the Bible, right?
call you mama.
That's why that says that. Now, are you guys wondering? See that? That's actually basically Paleo Hebrew characters. And in the Hebrew that we wrote, guess what? It actually says female dog. I had a person who reads this said, that's funny you actually added that in there. So you guys see it? That's actually saying female dog in Hebrew. But most Hebrew Israelites wouldn't know that because most of them don't read Hebrew.
UPK on the radio.
There's Kataga again, Kataza. He says, UPK on the radio. Did you know ISUPK has at least 3 radio shows? One by Tazaria called Israelite Vibes, which when you call in and disagree with him, he plays whipping sounds and gunshots and knives chopping you up while you try to speak to him that you can't hear if you're on the line with him. So don't call into the show because they act like immature children over there. Be not childish, the Bible says. That show is filled with grown men acting like children, including sound effects from video games talking about insane, right? But that's one. They also have another one where the guy, his show's called Let a Hebrew Speak, and the imagery actually has a wolf with a chain on it. And then there's another one that's something fire with General Johanna. So there's 3 ISUPK radio shows, so that's what we're referring to
It's
here.
the Hebrews' favorite show.
The Hebrews' favorite show. Now watch this.
Talking all night long, cursing all night.
Why do I say talking all night long? That's what they do on their shows, cursing all night long. That's because that's what they do on their show. Now, let me show you some of the imagery that I am referring to here, okay? I'm going to show you some of the imagery that I actually mean. Are you guys ready? I need to show this to you. Hold on, let me look this up here. Let a Hebrew speak, ISUPK. You guys ready for this? This is the imagery for the radio program Let a Hebrew Speak by ISUPK. So I want to show this to you real quick here so you can understand that everything is based upon stuff that they really got going on. And that's why the dog, because this guy thinks that he's a Benjamite. And according to Genesis 49, there's something about Benjamite being a ravenous wolf, which simply just means they'll be aggressive warriors is really all that means. Hold on, where's the... Okay, do you guys see it? Let a Hebrew Speak every Monday morning at 10 a.m. with General Haziyan. And notice this, of the ISUPK. Under commanding General Johanna, he discusses world news and biblical prophecy. Sounds like a lot of fun. But look at this wolf. He's howling with the ISUPK Star of David bling bling. For real? It's amazing. I love this. And look at this dude's outfit. Like, he looks like he's part of the Road Warriors. You guys remember the Road Warriors from WWF, like in the 80s? Hey, that's a good one, Tibby Bear. She says the wolf. Let me bring that comment in. That's a pretty good one. Tibby Bear says that the wolf is missing its sheep clothing. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, so let's continue on with the video here. You guys are learning a lot. Calendar? What calendar? I don't know. What calendar? What are you talking about? Someone's asking about a calendar, but I don't know.
So pull your pants up.
Pull your pants up. Why that line? Because that's the way that they'll speak to those that they consider Jakes. Jake is their nickname for someone who they think is an Israelite but is acting like Jacob, not Israel. So they call them Jake for short. So these are Jakes, and they'll speak to Jakes in a certain way, which is they'll tell them things like, pull your pants up. So the original Miley Cyrus line is, put your hands up. So the Hebrew Israelites are telling people walking by, pull your pants up. And then since they're referring to the 2/3, now the 2/3 concept comes out of a number of Bible passages, basically, and it speaks about 2/3 of Israel, the way they interpret it, dying. So they're saying that 2/3 of Israel is going to reject this. So they're saying, pull your pants up, 2/3 will die soon. And this is a composite character, okay? This person right here is a composite character. Let me real quick, let me tell you who he is. This person is labeled as Katham Gabar. Technically, This is not Katham Gabar's look, although Katham Gabar, who's a captain in ISUPK, dresses somewhat similar. He carries swords and wears like Roman leather battle armor type thing. This is a real thing, what I'm saying. Like, actually, let me show you a picture of the real Katham Gabar, because we labeled him as Katham Gabar. But Katham Gabar is not this man. This person is a composite character of two people. We like the name Katham Gabar better and wanted to give Katham Gabar a shout out, but we didn't have room for another character because he used to be somewhat influential in the ISUPK. That's why the Katham Gabar situation. But let me give you this guy's real name, and I believe if you break down his name, I believe it's a combination of the Hebrew words. Now remember, they have their own Lashon Kodash of tradition and handed down. And so I think the guy's name, who I'm about to say, is the idea of a combination of handed down tradition. The guy who's not Katham Gabar, who's pictured, this is a real outfit that he wears. He does wear chainmail armor, and he does wear carry a jousting stick with him. I'm not joking. And his name is Kwabalamath. Which it kind of sounds like Kabbalah, basically, but it has to do with the idea of handed-down tradition. So that's, I'll just call him Q. Captain Q right there as far as the actual look, but he's kind of a composite character of two guys. Anyways, getting carried away, I'm just trying to break this down to you guys. So notice they think they're getting special powers in the end, so we decided why not turn his jousting stick into some kind of weapon. And by the way, let me prove to you how accurate this representation is of this man. Look. This is on my phone. Do you guys see this? This is not a joke. This is from one of their Passovers, ISUPK. This man carries a jousting stick. This man wears chainmail armor with a crown on his head. He looks like the guy guarding the cup in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You chose poorly. What does he say, right? So there's him with his glasses, which is funny. He's in medieval garb yet with corrective lenses, on a rocket, an Acme rocket, gonna fly to the moon. Why? Because they believe when Yahushua, that's who they call Jesus, is gonna come back, they're gonna have special powers, including being able to fly. So we gave him a rocket so he can fly to the moon. There, Miley Cyrus, yeah, we know she's a white girl, but it's her song, so we had to give her a cameo. And so they believe they're gonna have lots of women in the future. Hey, why not throw in her? Who knows? Maybe she's an Israelite, right? She's grabbing the girls like, yeah. Lashing the witch like. See the astronaut? He's about to get it. Clearly an Edomite. Probably a Russian Edomite. Now they're in their bus. Why in the bus? Now this gets kind of weird, but let me break it down. Remember that Pitch Perfect movie? They're like feeling down or something, and there's a scene where they start cheering each other up. You guys remember that? And how do they cheer each other up? They start singing. Remember that? They start singing. What song do they sing? Of course, the ultimate white girl anthem. Hey guys, you gotta take it in jest. You know what I'm saying? If you're offended by me saying "Party in the USA" by my is a white girl anthem, then I'm sorry, I can't help you. You know what I mean? I'm kind of loose on this thing. But they start singing it in Pitch Perfect, and it cheers them up. So that's why we threw ISUPK in a bus as a harken back to the bus scene in Pitch Perfect. Again, we're taking the whitest white things, white like sour cream and mayonnaise put together, and putting it over top of UPK stuff because they hate white stuff. And I think it's funny because they don't like it. So there's Captain Tazariak with his shades and all, right? There's Captain Kataza, right? They're all walking together. And there's Katham Gabar, but it's not really Katham Gabar, it's Kwabamala or whatever you say. You know what I'm saying? And that's that composite character I mentioned. But since they're captains, you know, how are they captains? What branch of the military service are they captains in? And if they're captains according to the Bible, what are the requirements for a captain, by the way, according to the New Testament, which is where we get our church offices from? Because all I see is elder and deacon in Timothy and Titus. I don't see captain. I don't see general. But if you guys are going to call yourself captains, you might as well let another captain join. Who's that captain? There he is, Captain Crunch. Now, I need to point out something to you about Captain Crunch. He's got his fringes on. Look at the shoulder pads. Now, maybe he's an Edomite. Maybe he's their Edomite slave. But if they're all captains, why not just have Captain Crunch up in there? Hey, Tippy Bear, I did not watch Pitch Perfect. Just so you know, I'm going to tell you straight up, just so you know, Tippy Bear, Jonathan the animator, who I do love and I give him a shout out, he's the one who knew about that scene. I did not know about this scene. He told me about it, and then we couldn't figure out where to place them in the scene. We had different ideas. He said, why not in a bus? I said, why a bus? He said, Pitch Perfect. I said, what do you mean Pitch Perfect? So he's the one who told me about it. That's how I knew. So I love Jonathan, but I am throwing him under the bus right now. I'm on a roll, people.
I arrived to the camp.
Fringes. Speaking of fringes, you got to have your fringes on. Even though, did you know that the fringes were not originally part of the original Mosaic covenant? They were given later after Israel disobeyed because it was a reminder to keep the law. The point about that is it shows that the legal requirements of the covenants can change. They can change. God is progressive in his giving of covenants. And the requirements for the covenant are not always the same. And that's why we don't keep the law to please God. And when I say keep the law, I mean the civic or civil, the state political things, because we're not ethno-Israel as a state. We don't have to keep those. The church is a different entity. Altogether, they're different. It's an organic organization composed of members who are spiritually united because of union with Christ, not because of a shared common ethnic bond or identity. You hear that? That's the New Testament teaching. Galatians 3:28 is a great example of that. Revelation 7 is another example of that. Now, with that, there are moral requirements which are always eternal and binding and permanent because they're pre-Mosaic. You couldn't murder all the way back in Genesis 9 before Sinai happened. Genesis 9 speaks about do not murder, and if you murder, you'll be killed as a payment for the crime. Do you guys see the differences there? Anyways, they got their fringes on way down there nonetheless.
Fringes on, everybody's looking at me.
So here, let me make there. Okay, so there's the composite character, Katazah, General Johanna. Who's the guy in black? He's essentially like a foot soldier. That's kind of the way a lot of ISUPK foot soldiers look. The guy in white is as well, although, to be honest, this guy looks a little bit more like the way maybe a GOCC guy would dress. All right, so he looks a little bit different than the average ISUPK member, but you can still see some guys maybe dressing like this at Passover, right? But by and large, it's clearly referencing the ISUPK fashion choices. So he's arriving to the camp. Camp has to do with their denomination, but camp also is when they're out on the street teaching. They call it going to camp or the camp, right? Sometimes I've thought about doing an Islamicize me version for the Hebrew Israelites called going camping, where we try out different camps every day. Now, everybody's looking at me now because he's fly. He's got his fringes on. Now, watch what they ask about him.
Who's the up with the kiss, getting kissed?
So, who is this person? This is Jesus is the word, Ricky. He's what they would call an Edomite, which is ridiculous, but he's a white dude out in Texas. He's a cool dude. He's got a great sense of humor. I said, hey, can I have you kiss into Zaryak's boot? Because you're involved with Hebrew Israelites, Israelite apologetics. You go out in the street and you take it to him, and you'd be great to have on there. And he said, yeah, that's hilarious, sure. So Ricky, shout out to you, Jesus is the word right there. And what he's got going on there is he's got a bullhorn. That's because to counteract their volume levels, he takes out his bullhorn so he can be heard. And I love this effect here. Like, who's that Ak with his kicks getting kissed with an Edomite on the ground? Pretty dope line if you ask me. Who's that Ak? That means brother. With his kicks, that means shoes. Getting kissed with an Edomite on the ground. Edomite is their slang for white person, right? See that? So, like, who's that Ak with his kicks getting kissed with an Edomite on the ground? Kind of flows. Brother Jay hooked it up real nice. Because he did it originally, there wasn't hearts. I was like, dude, you got to make hearts flying out, like, you know, because I thought that was a great line, a great effect. Now, King Ahab. Why do I have King Ahab there? This is referring to regeneration, reincarnation. Why? Because whenever they say they're reincarnated from somebody, 9 times out of 10, it's always somebody noble in Israelite history. David, Paul, right? Who's going to choose Noah, by the way? Noah's not an Israelite. Can you be reincarnated from Noah? Interesting. I guess you could. Maybe he's a proto-Israelite. Yes, that's a real term they use. So I said, how about King Ahab? King Ahab, because that's clearly an Israelite, but someone I think you would be able to say, not all who are Israel are Israel. So you got King Ahab, a wicked king in there. The exception I know of is whenever someone's is a traitor, they'll say, oh, maybe he's Judas reincarnated. They did that with Tazadakia, I think. Judas reincarnated. But here we've got King Ahab and King Arthur, because remember, According to Nathaniel, King Arthur and Sir Lancelot were real, and they were black, and that's why they were knights, okay? And the Apostle Peter, because I just threw him in there because I haven't heard anyone say they're Peter yet. Regenerate, I'm here for the 4th time. By the way, they think when you get reincarnated, it starts your life cycle over again, so you're like a baby. Now that's kind of funny. You know why? Let me read something to you. Let me find it here. I'm gonna read something to you. This is something else from the backpack here. Oh, hold on, guys. Just give me a second. Okay. This is from the backpack too. The Kingdom of Heaven for Dummies. A reference for the rest of us. The mystery of heaven's 12 gates is finally solved. By Judy Israel, biblical scholar. Now it's funny, you know, they always say, why do you use the letter J? J didn't exist. And they don't call Jesus, because they call him Yahushai or whatever. Or Yeshaya. Well, why is he Judah then? Why is it okay to use J there? You guys say you don't use J, yet on your 12 tribes chart, it says Judah right there. You guys are so inconsistent. By Judy Israel, biblical scholar. Yeah, sure. Check out this book. So look what he says here on page 76. In Isaiah 60, verses 10 through 11, we read that the Gentiles who make it in will build up our walls. So the Hebrews like straight up believe the Gentiles are going to build that wall. Build that wall. In verse 11, the Gentiles will bring their riches to our kingdom. What will happen to those Gentiles who will not serve the true Jews, 12 tribes? For the Gentiles, nations and kingdoms who will not serve us, you will die. And that's why one time when Tazariak was debating me, I mean, imagine speaking about this way in a debate. Tazariak, who's part of the ISUPK, said, Vocab, you're going to want to make my coffee. You know why you're going to want to make my coffee? Because you're going to want to live. That's what he said. By the way, Tazariak, I'm not going to be making coffee. I'm going to be making lattes. Because I'm part Italian, as you know, and I can make a nice, mean latte. Even a cappuccino if you would like. Or if you want a doppio. Get some whipped cream on it. Real nice. I can hook it up, man. But I would do it out of true Christ-like character, even for someone who would be my enemy. But I'm not going to be your slave in the kingdom. In fact, I don't think you're going to be in the kingdom, Tazariak, unless you repent. And that's for real. That's for real. But anyways, here's the whole point of this. If you kill your Edomite slave because they disobey or something like that, hold on, I need to look at you guys while I say this. If you kill your Edomite slave in your kingdom because they disobey, you just made a big, giant tactical error. You know why? They got to come back as a baby. Guess what? GMS teaches the babies will be slaves too. And they've got pictures on their charts where they have chains around the babies' necks. And one time the guy even made a joke out in San Francisco, said, look, we're equal opportunity. Even the babies got the chains. Edomite baby with chains. But look, who's going to take care of that Edomite baby? He can't mow your lawn anymore. That Edomite baby's got to have his diaper changed. And who's going to do that? I guess an Edomite winch, as you would call them, right? So now she's busy now with the baby. If you would have just done something else, like do a kunta kinte, chop off his toe or something, his foot, right? Then you wouldn't have to do the baby thing all over again. You know what I mean? But since they come back as a baby, the baby can't do any work. I mean, the baby, I know what it is. The babies become the new teachers of Lashawan Kodash. Sounds just like Lashawan Kodash. So I guess the babies function as instructors of Lashawan Kodash, perhaps. But other than that, the babies really can't do anything. So you've totally lost a slave there. And then how old do they got to be before they can really be good slaves? So listen, you Hebrew Israelites, when you come into your kingdom, by the way, this is all tongue-in-cheek because for real, you got to repent. Or else Jesus is going to say, depart from me, ye workers of iniquity, I never knew you. Don't be killing your Edomite slaves so quick because you got to think this is going to become an Edomite baby, and now an Edomite woman's going to take care of the Edomite baby, and I'm going to lose some productive laborer. That's a serious question you've got to grapple with. Just by you guys saying you're going to kill Edomites so quickly shows you have poor management skills and are not ready to take on the burden of being true oppressors and enslavers of other nations. You guys got to work on it before you can become grade A1 masters. Vocab thinks it's funny, but wait till he sees the chains, then he won't think it's so funny. I wouldn't make jokes like this if I thought your doctrine was real. Your doctrine's laughable, wicked, damnable, heresy. That's why we can do this. That's why. Now let's go back to the scene we were in.
The gap with the friend. The light goes the arc with the kiss, getting kissed with the Edomite on the ground. Regenerate, I'm here for the 4th time. My mom is white, so she.
My mom is white, so she can die tonight. Now, technically, that's not an ISUPK thing. However, the ISUPK is affiliated, or they're cool, or they're similar in some ways with a group called Sakari. Why do I bring this up? I think they would essentially have the same teaching. That's what I'm about to tell you. Faithful to God, if he's still there, can vouch for this. There's a member of the Hebrews Light group called Sakari, also a One West group, right? And he was talking to Polite, who's like a conscious community member slash atheist slash comedic guy slash advisor to the stars, as he calls himself now, whatever he is. Polite speaking to Guerrilla Hebrew, aka Alazar Ben Loya, and in the debate, in the discussion, he leads him through a progression of questions, which you could see coming from a mile away. Although Polite is seriously bright. I'm not like, I mean, he's very good. Like he has a severe intellect in the sense of like, dude is no joke. He's one of the sharpest dudes out there on the block. He's less and less on the block, but dude is no joke. I give Polite props on that side, no question. Everything, you know, he's good at what he does, but what he does is not right. I mean, he goes around promoting polygamy. Anyway, so Polite here is talking to Alazar Ben Loya, leads him through a series of questions, which ends essentially with this. So if I was going to kill your mom because she's white, because Alazar is white on his mom's side, the other side is supposed to be Haitian or whatever, right? Would that be okay? And he's, you know, does your mom deserve to die? You know, yes, it'd be okay. Yes, she deserves to die. So your mom is white. She can die tonight. That's where that line comes from. This is where this teaching leads you if you're going to be consistent. And it's pretty classic because Polite just jumps out of his chair at that point in the debate and just it spins around. It's kind of an iconic little moment within urban apologetics. So what's going on here? Well, I got the grapes in the coffee because when I was debating Khazaria, I can imagine saying this in a debate. I'm glad white people are going to be in the kingdom. I'm glad Africans are going to be in the kingdom because I'm not picking my own grapes. So I put the tray with grapes. I got a butler outfit on. I got the hat that they made memes out of. And I got the coffee. Although, like I said, I'd probably make a latte or an espresso, something like that. I'm not going to make no drip coffee. No Maxwell. None of that stuff. I'm going to hook it up. In fact, that's what I'm drinking right now. Ooh, I don't want it to spill. Hold on. Let me show you what I got. Ooh, I almost spilled. That was close. I can't do it. I'm just going to drink some. I should not be drinking this strong. I got like 6 shots in here at 9:30 at night. What is wrong? What's wrong with me? Okay, yeah, I did, because I don't... All right, okay, where did I go here? Oh, you know what? I want to show you the real clip that this is from. All right? In case you wonder, do they teach us? Ooh, it's thundering and storming here. If my internet cuts out, sorry, guys. It's when it happens sometimes in Phoenix. Let's show this clip where the guy is actually saying this, okay? That's from a clip that says, God will get revenge for slavery, ISUPK, Washington, D.C. Adam Coleman likes to say the Hebrew Israelites basically say that God is like Django in the sky. That is kind of the way they paint him. And I think that was a good description by my man. So let me show you this, though, guys. Are you ready? All right. This is the actual real clip that it appears in the video. Listen. They're going to learn how to pick cotton. They're going to get their backs beat. The cotton thing is weird. I mean, it just shows how really it's directly related to what happened in the antebellum South. Like, who needs all this raw cotton in the kingdom? It's just, especially, aren't there machines for that now? These guys are like choosing really, really inefficient labor methods. Like, you're going to actually go back to agricultural and agrarian methods from like the 1900s and the 1800s, 1700s. Like, that's what you're going to do just to make it equal? You're going to totally slow down production. Again, you guys have poor management skills. Just simply not ready to be masters of your own nation. I'm sorry. Let me play it, though.
Listen, the white man
Now, let me show you something real quick here. First of all, everyone will be judged for what they do. And unless you've repented for your sin, that's everybody, not just slave masters. Everybody is guilty. Read Romans 1 and 2 and 3. Everybody will be judged by a perfect God who judges righteously, and all fall short of the glory of God, including wicked slave masters who never repented. Now, say they're like John Newton, who was the captain of a slave ship, repented, and then became a prominent abolitionist who influenced William Wilberforce in England, which eventually led to the abolition of slavery in England, and also ended up writing Amazing Grace. And that's why he said, "How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see." Because he knew God's amazing grace. Anyone who has not received the free gift of God's grace will be punished. But I think that's probably part of the reason why they believe in reincarnation. Because they've got to have a way to punish slave masters and make them kind of still continue. That means they believe that there's people who were slave masters who are walking on the earth today, in essence. So if a white person says, "I didn't do anything, I wasn't there," they actually believe that, yeah, you were there. Do you see what I'm saying? Even though not all whites, we poor whites, whatever. Anyways, it is what it is. Let's watch this guy, because here's the clips about to come. Now, a lot of slavery, or a lot of wickedness did happen in the transatlantic slave trade and during the antebellum South practices and in Jim Crow after that and to this day. No doubt about that. But revenge is not the answer. The gospel is the answer. Hear that? Slavery is coming to America. When I first talked about the song, I originally titled it Slavery in the USA. They lied and tried to say that I was going to make fun of slavery that happened to black Americans. And they said, we never teach that slavery is coming to America, even though the guy just said right there, slavery is coming to America. Shame.
That's right. And you, black man, you're going to own slaves. That's right. You, Hispanic man and Native Indian man, you are going to own slaves. That's right. You are going to make them pick your cotton. That's right.
Again, the cotton motif.
You are going to make them shine your shoes.
Shine your shoes.
That's right. You're going to make them mop your floor.
What a strange, the things he picks, it's funny, man. It's funny.
Hey, and you are going to work them like dogs. That's right. It's into God's people, man.
Work them like dogs. Keep that in mind.
That's right. Revelations chapter 13.
Revelations? I thought it was Revelation. Man, these biblical experts can't even get their singulars and plurals correct. Revelation 13. He's going to go to verse 9 and 10, which says, "If anyone is to be taken captive, to captivity he goes. If anyone is to be slain with the sword must he be slain." Now, this is the ESV. They don't like the ESV, but let me tell you, in the Greek grammar, this better represents the tenses of the verbs. The KJV doesn't do it as much, but the point is actually still the same. Here's the call for the endurance and faith of the saints. If you read the whole chapter, it should become clear that this is a time when wickedness is allowed to run wild, but it's under God's sovereign control. And what is being said here, because there's a martyrdom motif in the book of Revelation, is simply that those who God elects and chooses to be martyrs or to be persecuted in some way, they will be. That's what it's saying. This has nothing to do with putting other people who supposedly took other people into captivity and then putting them into captivity. This is saying that if that's God's lot for you, that's what will happen to you as a martyr. Now, if their interpretation of the verse was right, that if you put someone in slavery, then you'll be taken into slavery sometime, and it's an ongoing cycle, then guess what? At some point, someone will need to put back the Hebrew Israelites into slavery because they put the Edomites into slavery. Oh, or does the verse just stop there? You see, it's just ridiculous. This doctrine is ridiculous.
Verse 9. Let's see what the Bible says about this wicked kingdom called America, man. Let's see what the Bible says about wicked, filthy, stinking Christian America, man. Go ahead, huh?
All right. Talk about poisoning the well. Before you read your Bible verse there. Like that's really speaking about America in Revelation 13. All right, now we continue on with the video. I'm breaking it down. and I'm explaining stuff to you guys.
Me now. It's getting to the fourth time. My mama's right. So
Here
she
we
can
are
die.
with the slavery montage.
Slavery is coming to America.
Listen to the clip. Hear it?
And you, black man, you gonna own slaves.
That's right.
You Hispanic man and Native Indian man, you are going to own slaves.
That's right.
You are going to make them pick your cotton.
That's
You
right.
are going to make them shine your shoes.
That's
You are going to make them mop your floor.
Right.
And you are going to work them like dogs.
That's
what
right.
they did to God's people, man.
Work them like dogs. So this is the reversal here. The dog is working the human because he says work them like dogs. And who is this dog? He's the Benjamite icon from the radio show. I picture him as the co-host for Let a Hebrew Speak, although we had Johanna there instead of the other general. Pretty awesome. Pretty great. This was Jonathan's idea, by the way. This specific thing. Great idea. Look, Jason Sale is in the building, and he believes he knows the right interpretation for Revelation 13. So you guys can interact with him if you like. He's just repeating his doctrine. Jason, all you're doing in the comment section, because I see what you're saying. Here, I'll just show everybody real quick. All you're doing is repeating what you've heard from One West teachers. You're not explaining anything clearly. You're not helping an understanding. All you're doing literally is echoing what your cult has taught you. It's not biblical doctrine no matter what you say about it. It's not true. It's not something that we should take seriously unless you want to provide argumentation to explain why it is an accurate interpretation. Because Revelation 13, what you're saying is not what's going on there. But you better hope your interpretation's not right. You know why, Jason? Because you're not an Israelite. And if you think this is about Israelites putting other nations into captivity, then this simply means you're going to be put into captivity. That's what that means. You do not deal with One West. Then why are you repeating their doctrine? Isaiah makes it clear. Again, you better hope these interpretations are not right, because it just simply means you're going to be going into slavery. That's what that means. Because there's no proof or evidence that you have at all that would say that you are an Israelite. But fortunately, your interpretation that you got from Ariah, which he got from a certain racist strand of rabbinic Judaism, which the Anglo-Israelites borrowed, is not right. All right, so let me continue on here. So now they're all able to fly because they got their powers. Notice that the composite character's got his shield and his jousting stick there. So they got a destination. They're going to fly to the moon. They land, they touch down. And what do when you land on the moon? You plant your flag. So they got the ISUPK flag, which we put in harmony with the whipping sound. Check this out. Katazawa's got the jacket. He's like a letterman up in there. Now watch what's about to happen. Usually wolves howl at the moon, but this wolf is going to howl on the moon. Get it? Now, there's a wall. What do we do with walls? Hold on, I gotta get it right on the time. You came in like a wrecking ball. Miley Cyrus on the thing with the One West dude dressed like a medieval warrior. Woo! I love that scene. And there's the wolf. I love that look he gives. All right. Now, I'm going to do some checking here to find out how we're doing here on the PayPal update, okay? And meanwhile, if you guys have some questions you want to ask, we can go for a little bit longer. But I have really broken down between these two shows I did, the one with Jay and Jonathan and this. I have pretty much broken down all the Easter eggs I can think of. Now go forth and teach Hebrew Israelite doctrine from this. Meaning, the song focuses on their eschatology and you can really focus on it. Okay, Lillian, thank you. Carolyn, thank you. LaSonia, thank you. Roy, thank you. Benjamin, thank you. So it looks like we've got 210. So we're close. We need, I think, 140 more to get to the 350. But let me see if there's more that I have missed in the super chat. But it looks like, so we are more than halfway there, and I believe that what'll happen is we will be able to get it when we go live. The other two, the rest, we're going live a couple more times this month, and also you guys already have the PayPal address, so you guys got to kind of know what's up. But I believe we will be able to get it. And again, what's the reason? The reason is so I can go out to Texas and be part of a live action, so not a cartoon video, but a live action video to a song. This is a music song. It's a beautiful, amazing song. Good night, Kent. God bless. I see you saying you got to jam out. Beautiful, amazing song that Brother Jay and Chris Williams put together that they did a really good job on. Out to Texas. Oh, hold on. Sorry. And in that song, man, where is the... If you guys wonder what I'm doing, I'm trying to find the super chat. I'm trying to see. Hey, Michael Burgos. Hey, what's going on, bro? I'm looking forward to the final completion of the book. I'm going to get with you about that pretty soon as well. It's awesome to see you in here. Michael was editing a book on the Trinity, which I've been very blessed to be part of. I'm very excited about it. And the book is amazing. I was just talking to Eddie today, and I'm very excited about it. Yeah, so we're over halfway there with everything we've got. How much do I need? I'm trying to do the math like right now on the fly, but Black Smurf, I believe it's 350 total, and I think we're like at around 2, something like that. So $100 some more. Michelle, I can't answer you that. You may be able to come in Texas and do some behind the scenes stuff, but I can't answer if you can be in the video because I'm not in charge. I'm going to be helping. I'm going to be part of it. I'm going to be playing various characters. I'm going to be making cameos. I'm going to probably be myself actually as well as one in the video. I'm going to come and I'm going to provide some costumes. So I'm going to be helping out with wardrobe. So I'm doing a lot of stuff like that, but I'm not actually technically in charge. I'm not the director, and it's not actually my song. JSB said, looks like you, Vocab, the guy mopping. Yeah, that is me. That's supposed to be me. That's what that is. Now, I saw Lily, you super chatted and asked a question. I can't find you back in here, but I think what you said is how many Hebrew Israelite groups are there, I think was the question that you asked. I don't know if you could ask it again there, Lily, but I believe it was you that asked the question. So let me break it down a little bit real quick here as we close out. Lily, nobody knows how many Hebrew Israelites there are in general. There's different types of Hebrew Israelites. I mainly deal with the type that are called One Westers. And One Westers come out of One West 125th Street, 1969, essentially in Harlem. And they are the group with the most momentum. And they are also, I think, the most vile group with their doctrine, as we've seen tonight. And they're the one who's growing. They're the ones generally out in the street. But that's not the only kind that there are. In fact, this whole slavery doctrine that we're talking about is really a One West Hebrew Israelite thing. If you get into what's called Black Judaism, such as some of the folks in Chicago under actually Obama's cousin Fringes, is a rabbi in a place called Temple Beth Shalom. They don't have this slavery doctrine to my knowledge. Now, they may have some kind of gentle servitude like Israel of God does. And Israel of God is also a Hebrew Israelite group, but they do not believe in the slavery doctrine. Although they do believe in a sort of a gentle servitude. So there's still an ethnic hierarchy in the situation, but it's not a hardcore slavery like the One Westers do, but it is an ethnic hierarchy in the other types of Hebrew Israelites. So Israel of God is not a One West group. They teach the gentle servitude idea. The black Jews, like the commandment keepers of old, were a little bit different in theirs as well. So, there's different things going on with that. Now, as far as how many kinds there are, within One West, there's IUIC, Israel United in Christ. They wear purple and gold. They're the biggest. GOCC, they're the second biggest. Gathering of Christ Church. ISUPK, who this video is making fun of their eschatology. We've got AOC, Ambassador of Christ. Lions of Israel. Yahweh Servants in Israel, local to Phoenix. Sakari, GMS, Great Millstone, who we interacted with there in Chicago. We've got One Body in Yahweh in Dallas, Texas. You can see videos of them in Jesus is the Word. There's some other local groups such as Israel Tried and Refined, who reject some of the One West doctrines, who are still classified as One West. So there's a number of those groups, and I've talked about some of them, and one time I might make a chart of all the ones. But if you do get the book, let me show you real quick, guys. Hold on just a second. In the book, I do have a chart. When I say the book, I mean my book, that has a chart, and it lists a lot of the One West Messianic Harlem schools influence camps. It names the type of camp they're in. See the chart there? And it names their headquarters. So it's not focusing properly, but nonetheless you can see how there's a chart there. Now it's not complete. It's everyone I knew of at the time though. Okay, so there's that. Let me see what else. Okay. Did someone super chat? Why are you saying crazy generous? If somebody did, let me know. Aloe Verify asks, Vocab, have you done or will you do a series of videos on HI basics? What is it that they believe, etc.? Sort of feels like I've come in on the middle of a conversation and not always sure what's up. Well, my book does do that, but I made a series of videos that actually go along with my book. And so in the videos, I cover like a chapter in each video, and I go further in. So I actually have done that. There's a little playlist for it. I'll try to put one of those videos at the end of this video that you can click on and watch. That's what I'll do when it ends, okay? How's that sound? Whoa. Whoa! That Black Smurf. Did you for real just do that? Am I reading that properly? Did you just take care of everything? You just took care of everything. Whoa, my mind is blown right now. So now I see what's going on. Yes, God bless you. Yes, that Black Smurf, I didn't see it. I'm glad I didn't miss it. The trip is covered. Guys, the trip is covered. So I can't believe we did this in one setting like this. But I'm getting the tickets tonight. I got my I actually already looked at some of the flights that work. I got my Southwest app right here. When the show ends and I'm done talking to you guys, I'm going to go on and I'm going to get them. I mean, because wow. Yeah, that's amazing. So thank you, Black Smurf. He says, hope this helps. That does help. The trip is covered. I will be in East Texas this summer, and I'll be part of the video shoot, and it's going to be amazing. I'm excited, and I can't wait for you guys to hear this video. It's a good mixture of R&B and like a modern-style hip-hop. It's got two different Christian rappers in it who each drop verses warning people of the dangers of Hebrew Israelism doctrine. And the singer, the one who's putting it all together, as well as who's getting the videographers and all that, guess what? He's an ex-Hebrew Israelite who the Lord pulled out. So it's just an amazing thing to be involved with these guys and do this thing. I'm very excited. So, yeah, that's just amazing. Wow. So, praise God. Never thought, I didn't see that coming, but we're going. We're going to Texas. Woo! Sorry. Okay. I'm excited. Here's one other book. I saw someone mention the backpack that the backpack brought out called The Real Hebrew Israelites versus Edom and Khazariah. This is by a One Wester. And it's actually, kind of a long book as far as Hebrew Israelites go. It's like 275 pages. And, no covers or anything like that. But, doing books is hard. I understand. But let me read one thing of the type of stuff that they say, okay? When Christ comes, he's going to bring an end to the so-called white man's kingdom. Christ is going to bring an end to all earthly kingdoms. What are you talking about, man? White man's kingdom. To what end is it for you? This is letting you know that the day of the Lord is not what most of you anticipated. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Darkness is death and not light, meaning not life. 2 Peter 3:10. Why do you put the plural on a book that is singular? There's not more than one Peter who wrote the book. It's not 2 Peter's. It's 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief of the night. It is coming when not expected, in which the heavens, kingdoms of this world shall pass away with a great noise. This is not God's heaven. It is a so-called white man's heaven. Boom goes your government, your illuminist, the whole damn thing. Slavery is your fate. This really says this. I'm reading this. Let me read this again. This actually is interpreting 2 Peter 3:10. It says, the so-called white man's heaven. Boom goes your government, your illuminist, the whole damn thing. Slavery is your fate. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The residue from the destruction and extreme heat from nuclear missiles. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. That's really what this says, everybody. I'm really reading this. In fact, let me read this. You see this section right here? Let me read it. What it says here. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise in garments rolled in blood. All battles prior to this battle, World War III, Armageddon, was fought with confused noise, arms blown off, decapitated heads, legs blown off, screaming, being carried away in bloody garments, pleading. This is all confused noise. But this is with burning and fuel of fire. This particular war will be a nuclear war, Armageddon, World War III. God has rewarded many of you Israelites that have sinned with death from emulating the pervasive lifestyles of your former slave masters. I think you mean perverted lifestyles. Both the so-called whites of today and yesterday are guilty for your conditions, black men and women. The ancestors of those so-called white people today enslaved and got rich off of your forefathers' slave labor, and the children of the same so-called white people are guilty of keeping you in your condition. They won't change. God therefore decided to kill many of you so-called white people in the destruction of the World Trade Center. Yeah, that was just a building filled with white people. Muslims were in that building too. Now I know Muslims are sometimes Arab and you have them as slaves as well, but some would have been. Anyways, it's just insane. It's not a bunch of white people in the building. Then he will get a few more with firestorms and yet more with what the so-called white man calls a natural disaster because they believe in the god of the underworld, Satan. Anyways, how much of this stuff can you read? Well, I've had to read a lot. Now, I know a lot of you tuned into me because I do stuff on Islam. I'm going to do different stuff next week. Next week, I'm not going to do Hebrew Israelite stuff. Now, some of my uploads will still be Hebrew Israelite videos, but the actual Backpack Radio Lives, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to talk about how to teach apologetics, and then I'm also going to do a video where we respond to Islamic criticisms of the Islamicize Me series. So don't go anywhere, guys, okay? Now, we do got to end pretty soon. By the way, you ask a question, Erie. I can't pronounce your last name. I'm sorry. Why do they say so-called white people? Are they saying we're not white or LOL? The reason is because they say they're actually red, according to the Bible, because they're children of Esau, and Esau is described as red. So they actually say white people are red. That's why they say so-called white people. Since they want to use a biblical paradigm that they've invented, they'll say red. That's why. So, I'm very impressed by tonight, and you guys are awesome and amazing. And Lily R. asked the question, do we get a freestyle tonight? LOL vocab. Well, we have to because we got over the amount. Ben West. LOL. 2 Peters walked into a bar. All right. Let me get a beat ready, guys. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, everybody. Oh, the trip is well, you know what? While I get the beat ready, since someone's asking about the trip, let me play one more time here. Here's what the trip is.
What's going on, everybody? My man Vocab needs your help. We got a good video coming out. We just got a crazy song we just dropped, or we're gonna drop, and we're gonna need your help to get our man Vocab to come in town. We're gonna drop the video. We're gonna shoot it in Austin coming up here in the end of August. And I live in Dallas, and I'm going to drive down there. And it's going to be good to finally meet some good brothers, man, and chop it up. But we need our brother Vocab to make it. So if y'all can help donate, man, that would be good. It's for a good cause. And if you support Vocab, if you support apologetic ministry, go ahead and help our brother out. Peace, man. Thank y'all.
All right, so it's for a Hebrew Israelite video. I'm about to put on my glasses since I'm about to rap, y'all. It's for a Hebrew Israelite video where we're going to warn people about the dangers of Hebrew Israelite with a catchy song. And we're going to shoot a live video for it. So nothing's been done like this before that I'm aware of. So I'm loading up the beat to get the freestyle ready. Y'all ready? Guys, tell me the beat volume. Can you hear it? I need to know if you can hear it. Please tell me, guys. Yo, this is a freestyle. Tell me about the volume. I ain't heard it in a while. I can't tell. Thank God that I'm saved from hell. No LLOL, unless it's the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. I'm standing on the wall to be a watchman. I'm going to Austin, or maybe San Antonio. They're gonna see Vocab Malone from Arizona. I'm gonna spit a poem from the top of my dome. Shoot a video with my brothers like Shalom. Hey yo, what up? It's my poem in my palm. How y'all doing? I stay cool, stay calm when I'm out in the street with a GMS Chicago. Yeah, even though they act crazy, they wild, yo. They wildin' so kinda crazy. What you saying soft? Hey yo, they don't pay me. Well, they do help me fly the airplane. Well, it's all good. You know my name, but my name's not important. The cops had a warrant, but thank you, Jesus. All my sin was abhorrent. What did he do? He died on the cross. He paid that cost. So he was already the boss. And now they tossed him into the grave. Thank God I'm saved. Used to be a real slave, a slave to sin, but now I'm born again. Read John 3, read verse 10. It's Nicodemus. He's speaking for real. It's Jesus Christ. He told them the deal. Yes, y'all. We feeling kind of good. Hello, how you doing? We preach in the hood, all the way to the burbs. With these words, we speak the truth to the cool and to the herbs. You know, the nerds, the Bible type. We grab this mic, we spit it, the ball is white. It's like a globe, and so I blow up for real like that city called Chernobyl. Oh, the beat just changed, y'all. Alright, the beat just changed. I actually hit the phone and the beat changed. So you guys want me to do one more freestyle since I didn't get to finish that one? What do you guys want me to rap about here? I could do one more freestyle if you would like. Let me see, what else we got here? You know, let me talk about tonight's show and give a shout out to everybody. Yeah. There's the beat. Bring it in, yeah. Alright, here we go. Haha. Yes, y'all. 1, 2, 3. Shout out to the person named Michelle Marie. You helped in the back with the super chat. And plus Lily R. You're all that. In fact, to the boom in the back. I speak when I freestyle rap. But most of all, I can't forget the Black Smurf. Dude is on top. Dude is not a jerk. You're kinda generous. It helps a lot. So yo, what's up, dude? You get some props. You made it hot. You kept it nice. So I grabbed this mic device. Yes, y'all. It's the MIC. I'm gonna mock the IUIC because they SUCK like the ISUPK. No holiday will keep you safe if you don't celebrate. Tippy Bear going to bed. I guess it's too late. Slavery's not my fate. I'm slave from it. Okay, here we go. This is legit. Yes, y'all. Read Revelation 13 again and see verses 9 and 10. See, it speaks of the true fire starters, revival sparkers. It's speaking of the martyrs, not no slaves. Thank God I'm saved. He made me courageous. He makes us brave. I thank you, y'all, for your generosity. Now I'm gonna go to the state of TEXAS. I'm blessed. Yes, Black Smurf. Keeping it fresh. I'm about to be done because I'm running out of steam. I thank you very much. You know what I mean. We're on the scene of Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, y'all. Wake the church up from a coma. Don't be alone. Be in fellowship. Please don't set trip. Alexa says spit, so I spit it with the hospital. Hot spittle. Put Satan in a hospital. Just kidding. This is spiritual, not physical. So I'm a lyrical individual. Thank Christ for the miracle of the resurrection. And now I'm flexing. Yes, I am saved. I used to be an X-Men, an ex-addict, but Christ brought me out. So I got those bars, most deaf, no doubt, but not the bars that have an alcoholic cup. I got espresso, so I put my hands up, even at like 2 a.m. I'm on your dial. I'm on the AM, the FM. I slay men with the gospel. If you don't like it, you might be kind of hostile. I'm not an apostle. I get in a tussle. I'm at tassel, and now yes, I'll wrestle, razzle dazzle. Satan don't impress me. He tries to come bring the Hebrews to test me, stress me out. It ain't really working. I jump on the block. Now I'm like jerking. I'm so excited. And yes, you're invited to the light, kid. Stay away from the dark. Y'all know my real name. They call me John Mark. I got this shirt. It's kind of ill. Matter of fact, it sparks of the light. You know, little Huey. I see y'all. Yes, some of y'all knew me way from back in Columbus, Ohio. I gotta go tonight. So, good night, so. How y'all doing? We just having fun. I'm a retired rapper, y'all, so if I mess up, it's because I'm retired. I'm allowed to, Oh, man. Anyways, this was a great live show, Backpack Radio. Be sure to listen to the podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes on the podcast. It's also on the Google Play Store. Don't forget about that. Remember, I drop a video a day uploads, so check those out. And, peep out Brother Jay and K-Dub Williams. Those are the guys I'm going to be working with for this video that is going to happen. And be sure to catch the next Backpack Radio Live on Tuesday, where we're going to talk about how to teach apologetics. And then next Friday, we're going to do one where we deal with criticism of Islamicized me. So with that, I got to end. And I again thank you guys, but I'm super tired. So God bless, shalom. And we're going to end like this. This is the end of the party in the UPK.